Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. We are in the guest segment, and now it's time to take a little road trip just down the street over to Promega at right around the Fitchburg Farmers Market yesterday. There was a little talk about, or talk with the artist of the creator of the Bucky on Parade Fitchburg location by Promega. We had a crew out there, and looking forward to seeing this, see how they created it. Take a look.
So I'm Chirsty Grace. I've been a local artist for probably more than 10 years. I started as a cake decorator, a face painter, went to school for graphic design, but then all in all, I just wanted to be a general artist and a children's book illustrator. So that's what I'm doing right now. I illustrated a book with a local author, a mom I met last year. And then for this, I'm pretty much jump at any artistic opportunity I see. And I'm like, okay, I can paint on something new. And this is kind of like body painting, too. So that reminded me of my old job. So this one especially was interesting with its like fabrication. It's more than just a flat canvas.
Can you talk about, you'd mentioned the fabrication. Can you talk a little bit about the materials that you used and how you decided to make Bucky a little more, even more 3D than he already was?
So at first I was saying I'm just going to paint all the details, but then it's so cool to see like the 3D goggles. They just wouldn't be the same if you painted them on. And I had no experience with fiberglass, which is what the base is made of. So I looked into a moldable plastic. So this is called Wonderflex, and I had to make a pattern for all his little clothes and everything like that, and then use a heat gun and mold this onto him. So it gets a little sticky, but then I also used a little adhesive. And I also found these beads. You boil them in water, and you then mold them into different things. So I used the beads for these shapes and the beaker. And so those were both new materials to me. I've used the Wonderflex since in some of my visual art. So it's kind of cool, a new tool for me. With the other Bucky, I left him just all painted. So I used spray paint, acrylic. I used some glitter from my face painting days. And so they were very different, but also very fun and challenging in their own ways.
So you created two very different Buckys, obviously. Can you talk a little bit about your favorite part about creating this one in particular?
Oh, yes. So I think just giving him character, so like all the little details. So like the bubbles here, that wasn't in the design, but I wanted something fun for kids to see about eye level. And then just creating like the tie and the buttons and all the little things that give him personality, really. That was the best part for me.
Were there any other things that you added that weren't in the original design?
Yeah, this base part, all the little kind of doodles, I added, and then just kind of like adding life and dimension to these parts, because in the drawing it was pretty simple, of course, because it's just a concept.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about kind of the maintenance of Bucky? I know that you mentioned that he had a pocket come off, so how has it been to fix that?
All right, so the pocket was ripped off right over here. It might have fallen off or like blown away or whatever, but it's gone. But I need a heat gun to repair it, so I'm working on creating the little notebook and the pocket again, and I'll have to come out here with a heat gun. His pencil disappeared too, and so I made a new pencil for him. So that's installed now. And then this beaker is kind of like a handle for little kids. It's the perfect height, so I've come and repaired that a couple times. And this pocket popped off too. But I think it's just like weather, and having public art is just all a big part of it. And that's okay. It's public art. And I like that people are interacting and taking pictures, and so it's worth coming out and fixing, definitely.
There you go. Pretty cool stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's the weather, right? Probably that's.
There's been a lot of rain, so I mean, if it's just adhesive, yeah, who knows?
That's such a cool Bucky.
But it's cool.
Yeah.
She did this one in the Celestial Bucky, I believe, the star kind of solar system-y one. I don't remember where that's located, but she did those two.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a good turnout, and yeah, it's just neat. I like all of them. I hope you had a chance to go out and see them all. So there's one down at McKee Farms Park as well that's got some Fitchburg features on there as well. So check them both out, and check all the rest of them out, right? Get out there. All right, let's take a quick break. Coming up next, Anderson down with Scott Gerard, Fitchburg Star. We're talking about Council Recap next right here on Talking Fitchburg.